the authorities of the People's Republic have straightforwardly in Donex decided to initiate a general evacuation of civilians from the settlements located along the line of contact. It is currently known that evacuations were carried out without putting undue pressure on the local population, but there is evidence that forced evacuations of civilians can begin within 24 hours. Currently, sources in the self-proclaimed republic are reporting that in the coming hours a decision will be made to evacuate residents from several dozen settlements. The reason for this is a significant increase in shootings by the Ukrainian Armed Forces. At the same time, local police reported that such a large-scale attack by the Ukrainian Armed Forces had not occurred since 2015. Moreover, attacks began to be carried out as soon as Russian troops started moving away from the border. Ukraine withdrew the last day the strike occurred on the territory of the DPR and LPR 8 times more than usual. This proves the escalation initiated by Kiev. Russia has not reacted to the ongoing shooting downfalls. But the situation can quickly spiral out of control, especially as it is known that Formox to implement a military scenario to take control of the Donbass on February 20th, at which time the majority of Russian troops will be withdrawn from the Ukrainian borders. Meanwhile, gunfire and explosions are reported to have occurred on contact lines in Ukraine's war-torn Donbass region. Their Kystem troops loyal to the two Republicans who declared themselves separate, accusing each other of aggression hours after the Kremlin warned of a new battle. It may happen that the leaders of the People's Republic of the Unknown Don separatists in eastern Ukraine reported that on Thursday, February 17, 2022, the government troops had attacked the outskirts of its territory. Imitating the DPR units from Kiev, shooting several towns and villages using mortar rounds, 82mm hand grenades as well as rifles. Kiev has been locked in a civil war with the two territories separating since 2014. When separatists declared an independent republic after the overthrow of President Viktor Yanukovych during mass street protests, Ukrainian officials along with Western countries accused Russia of supporting rebel groups and sparking conflict. Putin has said he favors a diplomatic solution and believes the Minsk agreement should be respected, but has not responded formally. 149,000 Russian troops reportedly around Ukraine. This was conveyed by the Ukrainian defense minister by Shikov. We looked at the division of the Russian army, which numbered 129,000, and when combined with the naval and air components this figure reached 149,000. Coffee official told Parliament. Friday, February 18, 2022. This information follows the announcement of the withdrawal of Russian troops. A few days ago, the Ministry of Defense of Russia announced that troops who had completed training were asked to return to base. It was reported that the transfer of some hardware would be by trucks while soldiers would march towards the base. At the Russian news agency Interfax saying large-scale drills across the country were still continuing. However, for some of the district units have in the south and west have finished their training and are about to start returning to the base. However, the ministry's announcement was not immediately believed by several parties. One of which was NATO, which stated that there was no sign of Moscow pulling back its troops. The NATO boss in Stoltenberg said they were ready to carry out diplomacy on the Ukraine crisis because he added that it was a positive thing there were signs from Moscow that diplomacy should continue. This gives reasons for cautious optimism, he made clear, but so far we haven't seen any signs of a decline escalation in the field. Similar concerns were also expressed by the British Foreign Minister, Les Truss, that he needed to see firsthand the withdrawal of the Russian troops to be sure that there was no Moscow invasion of Ukraine. On the other hand, NATO accuses Russia of misleading the world by saying it is withdrawing troops to the base, whereas NATO reports that Moscow has added 7,000 more troops near the Ukrainian border.